Welcome back. Happy Friday. Happy Gemini season. So, also happy full moon in Sagittarius. I love Sagittarius. Such a nice energy, such a fun energy, fire energy. I don't know if you guys can tell when we switch signs from Taurus, it was more of a slow moving earth energy into Gemini, which is kind of, I feel like, a quicker mental energy. I don't know, I think that we work with energies regularly all the time and we don't even realize we're doing it until we realize, oh, that's what that was. I feel like I automatically notice when we change elements, and even when you're just around people, you're constantly reading energies. You're constantly reading people that are around you, when you're afraid of their emotions because they're kind of being a tyrant or whatever, and they're leaking all over the place. They're muck. I like to call it mucking it up. So they're mucking up the energy, so it feels like you're in their swamp. That's what I like to call it. But that's also reading the energy. We're constantly reading energy, and I just don't think half of us even realize that we're doing it. So it's pretty cool and interesting. And then once you start working with different energies, air, fire, all of it, then you start to realize oh, you're actually always working with energies. Even when you're embodying things, you could be working with archetypes or angels, or you have no idea. You just don't know. Even darker energies. But okay, so let's see what I have for today. Okay, so I want to start by talking about decision making. So I've been noticing this a lot in my life lately, is when I don't feel secure in a decision, then I get really my energy feels scattered. It just feels like it's more easily blown in any type of direction. So what I've been doing is embodying confidence. So I'm very confident in this decision. You know what? I think that I gave too much weight to what other people thought about my decisions, and then I had to pull it back and be you know what? No, this is my journey. I'm making this decision for me because it's what's right for me at this time. And when you hold that confidence in you, you feel more in your body. You feel you're yeah, just I don't know, I felt more stable, I guess. Stable and confident, but also detached. It was nice. It's pretty sick. I'm with it. So we get in this head versus heart clash, and we go back and forth. Should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I do this? Should I not do this? The more you do that, the less space you have in your head for things to come in, for perceiving other things. You're basically clouding up your energy with the indecisive energy. Should I? What? Just make a decision, and you'll see how much things open up. Even if you're not even sure about this decision, just make the decision. And it can change in time if you want it to. Just make the decision, and you'll see how much things become clearer and how much things start coming in more. Just choose and be confident about it. Doesn't matter if you're right, doesn't matter if you're wrong. There is no right or wrong. There's only what's good for you now, and that could change, right? So what's good for you right now, maybe in the future that'll be different, but for now, choose it, own it, and you'll start becoming more stable, clearer, and you won't have that conflict going on with the head versus heart thing. And also, you can always learn a lesson out of anything that you're going through. So you don't have to, even if it's something that your head doesn't agree with or whatever, you can turn it into something that's useful. You can always reframe it. You can always make it work for you. I've reframed so many things. I used to hate working with other people because I just was really particular in the way that I did things. So having someone else to come in and then having to kind of dance with their dynamic instead of me just doing my thing, it kind of messed me up a little. But that was my comfort zone. I had to get out of that comfort zone so that I could work better with others. So I reframed it I'm really excited to connect with others and learn how to work in a team instead of on my own. So you can always reframe anything into a lesson. And so abandonment has been coming up, and it's not like about people abandoning you, it's about how you've abandoned yourself. So how have you abandoned yourself for others, and why? Like, do you not feel worthy enough to choose for yourself? Because a lot of times, like, I realized, especially in love relationships, I would always like try to change to be somebody else that somebody wanted me to be. And then I realized all the times I was abandoning myself by doing that, and no wonder why I felt like low self-worth and insecure, because I wasn't giving myself what I needed. So, like, where you can look at that too. Where have you been abandoning yourself? Where have you not been not listening to yourself and been doing things that you don't want to do? Because it's time to come back home to self. It's time to really like show yourself love. And this, like I said, this is your journey. You really have to embrace that. This is your journey. You need to listen to yourself. Nobody else is living your life. You don't need to please them. You don't need to make them happy. And you know, the more you rise, the more you will trigger people, and you're gonna have to be okay with that too. And just know that triggers are a gift, and triggers can be even you getting triggered. Like, you can follow your triggers as a guide to healing. You can follow your triggers as a guide to courage, to be more brave, to be more free. Where am I not free? What do I need to change? Especially if you're playing small. When you play small, it gets frustrating because you feel out of control. So, like, by dimming yourself and not being the person that you are, as big as you are, you're making yourself littler in front of different people because you feel like they can't handle your full volume. That's another form of self-abandonment. You can't be playing small. That's not what you came here to do. You came here to be something bigger and to make a change, to cause a ripple effect, to trigger people. Triggers make people do an alchemical dance. So their energy is getting disrupted to form in a better, more true way. So triggers are not bad. We embrace them. We do, you know, look at our own triggers and not just go around being triggered all the time, but like seeing why you're triggered by it, so that next time you want to get to the point where your energetic field isn't disrupted by anything. So you don't really want to pull anything in, but you don't really want to push anything away. You're just there. You're just embracing everything. And obviously, if you're uncomfortable and you don't want to be there, you don't have to be there. You don't have to, you know, but just to be unbothered by where you are when you're there. Which gets me into connections, because it's a lot easier to do that when you're on your own. But like when you're working with others, or you know, you do have to start to realize what kinds of people you're around. So I drew this this little thing, because these are some of the people that I've noticed out into the world in my experiences. And like I said, we're not judging them. We're just taking notice of their patterns. And if your patterns, like, you know, if they don't dance well, then you shouldn't dance with it then, I guess. So we have this guy here. See, he's got a crown, and he's on top of the pyramid because he's the king of personal gain. So, like, you know how they say it's lonely at the top? Like, that's that guy. That's that guy that has abandoned in himself so much for external gain in the world. And he doesn't really care about connections. Like, he likes people that like material gain, and he kind of uses them and manipulates them in order for them to work some way with him. But he is very unfulfilled. He's lonely, and that's like the manipulator you got to watch out for if you're still in your rose-colored goggles. It's easy to see once you start seeing patterns, like, and doing shadow work. The more shadow work you do, the more you're able to see other people's shadows. And it's not something that they can't work through, and it's not something that we need to judge. It's just like, oh, that's how that person is. That person is sitting on there. They want all the material things in life. They want more, they want more, they want more. That's like wounded masculine energy. And I don't really... of course, they can be worked with to eventually, maybe, I don't know. He could be a key player in other people's story karmically, but usually this person doesn't change, I'm sorry to say. And then we have the reacher. Okay. So you see this little guy, he's reaching up here, to these people up here, because he doesn't feel worthy. Now, he sees things that other people have, so he wants to like be around those people. Also, it's for validation, right? So these people like me, then I feel worthy. And then he can't be happy for your success because he's not doing anything to get his success. So when you tell him your good news, it's kind of like they'll be irritated. They'll be like brushing it off. You want to be around people that celebrate your wins. Like, that's what you want. You want to be around people who are going to be happy for you, who really see you, not these people who they like to ride your coattail, right? And then you got the helper. You see him? He's there. He's that orange guy right there. He's trying to pull up these guys because there's that ego that says, if I can help people, because you're somehow better than them, so you want to help them to whatever, for your own ego. It's an ego thing. That's what it is. But he's not worried. He's not worrying about the fact that he's got another level to get to up here, right? He's too busy pulling these people up. He's not even finishing his own journey. That's another form of self-abandonment. You have to keep on going forward. Let people have their journeys. You have your journey. And if you guys meet along the way, you can offer words of wisdom. Don't attach to helping people. That's really complicated dynamics there. I used to be in that place. But, okay. This is where we want to be here. Okay, see, this is spirit here. Right? And this is all of us on different levels. But by following our intuition and our connection to spirit, well, spirit shows us there's a staircase here. Right? So, like, spirit's dropping breadcrumbs. We're all following the breadcrumbs up to higher levels. We're ascending. That's where you want to be. And if you can do, then all you have to do is trust your intuition, trust your breadcrumbs, your little trails. Find where you're going. Find what you want to be doing and what you want to be creating, and make your life what you want to make it by following the breadcrumbs. So I was in one of my groups, and she was saying how, like, a lot of the times what we're meant to be doing, or what's put in our path, has a lot to do with what we did as children. So if you're like, were you like an actor as a kid? What did you want to do as a kid? Did you have imaginary friends? Because that could signify abilities that can unlock for you. Also, a lot of times society will have you repress parts of yourself that were actually meant to be a part of your destiny. Like for me, in kindergarten, right off the bat, somebody told me they didn't like my voice. And like my entire life, I was put down for my voice. I was told like all kinds of stuff. I was shut up. I was made to feel less than. And now I know a big, huge part of my journey is speaking. And so it's kind of funny how I can go back and look and see that. So if you can just, from that, kind of go through your childhood, go through your experiences, like what were you forced to repress? What did you really enjoy as a child? What lights you up? Because these can be clues into your soul's path and your destiny. So don't reject. So the whole thing is, don't reject and abandon yourself. Follow your clues, because you do have a destiny to fulfill. Because we all do. Be aware of people around you. Connect with people from a pure place who want to see you do good, who are also following their own path. You'll be able to tell when you tell people things, how they feel. You'll be able to tell. And the more you read energies, the better you'll get at it. So if you would like a tarot reading from me, you can DM me on Instagram at Cosmic Fractal of Light. I'm also doing one-on-one sessions, so feel free to check that out. And I think that's all I have for you this week. See ya.